My friend has been spinning wild stories about her life for years, but I just found out everything I know about her is a lie, and now I have to figure out how to expose her to the whole group without losing my mind. This all came to light after I, 24 female, tried to do something nice for my friend who I'll call Jessie, 21 female. Just for clarification, the other names that will be used are B, my best friend, Sharon, my best friend's little sister, and Jack, a mutual friend. This post is going to be long, but you need all the information. I don't even know how to put it into words. Important backstory: I met Jessie through B and Sharon. Jessie was Sharon's high school best friend, and because B and I lived together, we would all hang out as a group. Jessie seemed to take a liking to hanging out with B and I about 2 years ago, and started hanging around us more. She quickly became one of our very close friends. B and Sharon's father passed away from brain cancer in September of 2022, so less than a year ago. He was also like a father to me, because I have had no father figure for the past 12 years of my life. Jessie has a childhood history of lying, which we attributed to her being the youngest sister and the fact that she didn't have many friends growing up. Anyway, I have a large friend group, maybe 8 to 10 people, outside of B and Jessie. After he passed, I ended up introducing both B and Jessie to this friend group, as Sharon got a boyfriend, and started to spend most of her time with him. Jessie latched onto the group and got comfortable enough to hang out with them without me around. I was glad to see this, and I involved her in almost every aspect of my life because my friend group is truly like my family. She uses B and I's car frequently as she doesn't have her own. B got her a job at the restaurant she worked at, etc. We buy food at our apartment we know she likes, she eats dinner that I cook, drinks our alcohol, etc. She has never offered to pay us back or contribute to the food and alcohol consumption or anything else really, but we kinda just chalked it up as her just being forgetful. Shortly after I introduced her to the group, she confided in everyone that her mom may have lung cancer. We all were there for her and supported her while she was waiting for the test results. When they came back positive, we all offered to cook meals and send cards and letters, but Jessie declined, stating that none of that was necessary. It was caught early and she just needed to have it removed. We never heard anything else about it, other than her mom was doing fine. A few months later, she started casually seeing a member of the friend group named Jack. He lives about an hour away from us, but visits the group when he can. I had also been seeing someone who I'll call Peter. Jessie said that she and Jack had gotten really close, that they were possibly talking about dating, but that they were probably going to hold off because of the distance. Jessie said she introduced Jack to her horse, that he would come stay at her parents' house, etc. During this time, she also got a new job as an engineer at a very prestigious company that was out of the area. She quit working for B's job, serving or hosting. It started as an internship, but transitioned into more. She said that it was a mostly work-from-home position, and that it paid incredibly well, even saying she had one of our friends look over. When my birthday came around in June, we planned a big party in our friend group because 2 of our other friends have birthdays around the same time. It was a costume party, yes, in June, where you show up as either a hero or a villain. About 2 hours before the party was supposed to start, Jessie texted me saying her mother had tried to off herself and was in the hospital, but that Jessie was still going to try and come to the party, just without a costume. I was very understanding. When she arrived, she took me and some of my other close friends into a private room away from the party and explained in detail what happened, that she was the one who found her mom, she had to call 911, it was very traumatic, etc. Everyone still had fun, but it took a lot of joy away from the party. At the time, I was trying not to be upset or selfish because I knew that her mom was important to her and that all of our friends were here, so she didn't really have anywhere else to go. Right after my birthday, I found out that Peter was manipulating me and everyone else in my friend group into thinking he wanted a relationship with me, told me he wanted me to move cross-country with him, etc., only to find out that that was all a lie and he was using me for emotional intimacy. While I was going through this, Jessie was saying that Jack was doing the exact same thing to her. We sat on the couch and grieved together. I was sad for her. She dragged his name through the mud in our friend group, but continued to say she was seeing him casually or just for love-making now without any emotional involvement. A few days ago, maybe about a week or so, Jessie confided in us that her mother's cancer had possibly come back. She had the scan results in a matter of days. She had been saying that her uncle worked for some doctor's hospital and was able to expedite results, and said they were positive. We were there for her. Very long story shortened as much as I can, I decided to do something nice for Jessie to try and show that I care. I am autistic, and I have a hard time offering physical and emotional comfort. I am an artist, and I was trying to draw her a picture of her horse and paint it with watercolors. I realized that I didn't have any pictures of her horse, so I reached out to Jack and asked for a description or picture since I knew he had met her. He responded with, "Jessie has a horse?" I thought he was joking at first, but I very quickly realized he had no idea what I was talking about. Turns out, he and Jessie hadn't been seeing each other at all. They had slept together a few times in April, but had cut it off after that. He provided screenshots of their conversation since then, and it was captured in 2 pictures. He also provided time-stamped photos of him literally out of state when she said that they supposedly were together. This started an entire spiral of realizing that nothing she had ever said actually made sense. I reverse image searched a photo she had sent us, an incredibly grainy one, of her at a rodeo, and it was literally a doctored stock image. This is the only picture of her with a horse that she has ever sent and that I have ever seen. There is none on her social media or on her phone. I asked everyone in our friend group, and no one had seen pictures of her horse, and it isn't on any of her social media. There's almost no way that she has this job at this big company, because she never graduated college and her position requires a college education. She also had previously used B's laptop to work, but upon checking computer history, the only thing it shows she was working on was a D&D campaign. She also is never in the location that the company is actually in, always seems to have the day off with PTO or be done with her work, and conveniently never has her card on her to pay for things or is locked out of her Cash App or Venmo, and will bring cash the next time she sees us. But somehow always forgets that she owes us money, almost as if she doesn't have any money to give us. She literally told Jack that she had a Skyline GTR, type of car with a base price of over $100,000 I guess, but that she wrecked it. Neither B nor I have ever heard of this story. I started to remember things she told us that just didn't make any sense and felt like they had been taken out of our own lives. She said she was robbed at gunpoint, but the timeline of the police making an arrest and returning her belongings, less than 24 hours, made no sense. I would know because I was robbed 2 years ago and had to testify in court because he stole my car. I have a copy of the security footage of my phone because I had to turn it into my insurance. I have also had a gun put to my head by an ex-partner who I literally had to have arrested. She said her mom attempted to off herself, but Jesse's location never once said she was at a hospital. All of us share our locations with each other, and B has seen her mom over FaceTime since then. No scars were there, definitely would have been based on the details that Jesse provided. And the cancer. I think that there was likely some sort of scare, but I don't know that I believe her mom was ever actually diagnosed. Especially not this second time. My granddad and B's dad passed from cancer. I know how long it takes to get those results, because waiting is agonizing. I have proof that at the time Jessie says she was at the hospital with her mom who was having multiple seizures literally last night, her location shows her sitting at home. Things in our home have also gone missing. Chargers, grinders and their contents, clothing, etc. Jessie is always the first to blame other people that have been in our home, but she literally has access to our apartment at all times. She has been there before when we aren't home. What if she's been having people over and claiming it's her apartment? Stuff has been moved and things have gone missing. I literally don't know what to do or how to process any of this. I did some sleuthing and messaged her sisters on Instagram asking for a photo of Jessie's horse and offering my support with their mother's diagnosis. I'm anxiously awaiting a response. In the meantime, B and I have to see her tonight and put on the performance of a lifetime. Even if she isn't lying about her mom, although all of the other evidence I don't have the energy or ability to describe in this post points to the fact that it's all fake, the way that she manipulated me into offering her support during one of the lowest times of my life and lied about my friend to our entire friend group is enough for me to cut her off. I'm just trying to let the right pieces fall into place and get as much information as I can before I confront her with printed screenshots. We lied and said they were doing a battery check on our key fobs, and asked her to bring hers with her tonight, as well as all of the clothes that she has of ours so we can take inventory and figure out what we need to buy for our winter wardrobe. She will not be getting the fob back or be borrowing any clothes. She will absolutely not be coming back with us to our apartment to stay and won't be left alone with any of our belongings. What the hell do I do? How do I tell the rest of the shared friend group that she's been lying the whole time? I don't understand why she would lie about any of this or the other things she's just invented. Is this some sort of mental illness that can be treated? Please help. Any thoughts or advice are helpful. Edit to add some examples of some other possible, likely, lies. 1. She is a licensed mechanic. She wasn't able to help me with an oil change because she didn't know how, which I thought was suspicious. 2. She got kicked out of a Zach Bryan concert because the girl in front of her was making fun of her Doc Martens and she fought her. She drove my car to the concert, returned it with an empty tank and did not offer to put gas into it, but she never posted any pictures of the concert or the event and she always does this. 3. Her dad was abusive, said this after she found out that my dad assaulted me. 4. Her ex was abusive, said this after she found out that I survived 2 DV relationships. 5. She had a large SLUT tattoo removed from her abdomen and they used a special cream to make sure it didn't scar. To my knowledge there is no such thing and no evidence or picture of said tattoo. 6. Jack gave her a Patagonia jacket to keep and remember him by while he wasn't with her because it didn't fit him right. He denied this and says that he accidentally left it in her car when she gave him a ride to a bar and used to wear it every day for work. 7. She had an abortion at 6 to 7 months, said this after she found out about my abortion due to the DV situation I was in, claimed it was for the same reason. 8. Said she vacuumed B's floor after staying in our house for 5 days. She has psoriasis and sheds all over the house. The vacuum was in the exact same spot that it was when I had last used it the day prior in the living room, and when B swept the floor, it wasn't clean at all. There were flakes literally everywhere. There are so many more, but I am already blown away by this. My brain is literally mush at this point. Update 10 days later, so B, Sharon, and I took Jessie out to a Mexican restaurant, and waited until she ordered her food and drink before we started the official intervention. She has a nasty habit of leaving her wallet at home or getting locked out of her bank account, Venmo, or Cash App, so we had all agreed not to cover any part of her tab and to turn her information over to the server or manager if she tried to dine and dash. She was supposed to bring my pair of shorts, as well as a $50 bill to pay me back from buying her Barbenheimer tickets, plus the shared alcohol we pre-gamed with as a group. As soon as she sat down, she was going in on how stressful her day at work was and how she had screwed up something major in the company's budget, etc. We had to straight-faced listen without letting on that we knew it was all bull crap, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. After we placed our food order, I made eye contact with B and Sharon and pulled out my phone. I set it to the voice memo record and placed it face down on the table. I was sitting beside her, and B and Sharon were sitting across from her. I started the intervention by giving her the opportunity to be honest. We let her know that we knew she had been lying about things, and that she had this one opportunity to save her butt and explain everything. She said she had no idea what we were talking about, and pretended to think back on everything, saying she couldn't think of anything we were talking about. I asked her if she needed any assistance, and she said yes. I pulled out a screenshot of the blueprint she had sent us claiming to be her work. Right as I put it on the table, she said, "Oh, that." And then the food came out. She made a big show of hiding the printout from the servers. After the server walked away, I asked her to bring out the blueprints because they weren't classified. She tried to say she uses templates for her job, but I told her that we knew that wasn't what it was. She then said, "Okay, so these are from NASA," and I immediately cut her off and said, "Try again." And it just went to crap from there. She just tried to double down the entire time, and Sharon, B, or I would have to stop her and sat him, "No, that's not true," or almost there. We were in the restaurant for 3 hours, recording for 2 of the 3. I'll give you some of the highlights. 1. Tried to say that her location showed she was home every time she said she was at the hospital with her mom because she could switch whose location her Apple account showed her Find My Friends. I asked her to show me how to do it, and she couldn't. 2. Tried to say that her family had to sell the farm for cancer treatments, but that it wasn't as big as she had said it was. I asked for pictures or an address to the farm, and she couldn't provide this. Eventually tried to say that her family sold the farm a year ago, but couldn't provide any information. 3. Tried to say that she did actually work for this big company, but that she was just a paid intern. When I showed her the job listing from the company website, proving it was 100% on-site, and that she didn't have the required experience, she had nothing to say. 4. Her mom never tried to hurt herself, she was just really sad. 5. Finally came clean and said she was using drugs again, meaning every time she was driving B or I's car for a work meeting or business trip, she was just buying substances. This explains some of the lies, as she was using them for a cover, but there were just other things she lied about for literally no reason. This also explains the missing cash, clothes, and items around our apartment. If she didn't have a job, she was likely selling or trading our stuff. While this is very sad, my sister and ex-partner were both addicted to several substances. It's not an excuse for her behavior or manipulation. After a while, she came through about some stuff, but not everything. We plan to talk to her family this weekend about our concerns for her mental health and substances use. She tried to say she had already told them about everything. But who would let their 21-year-old daughter take their car 20 minutes away to go get margaritas with her friends after coming clean to them about addiction and manipulation? I really think Jessie thinks we're stupid. When we got the bills for our dinners, her meal and drink was $16 and she only brought $18 in ones, meaning she tipped freaking $2. She was going over to a mutual friend's house, we'll call him Calvin. I don't think I included this in my original post. Jessie has been trying to romantically pursue Calvin, and we told her that she needed to tell him the truth by midnight that night, as well as come clean to the rest of the friend group about everything, or else we would do it for her. Lo and behold, she continued to try and lie to him, telling him half-truths, leaving things out, and other times still flat-out lying. I don't know why she didn't think we would follow up with him, but he was able to provide little to no detail matching what we had on recording. He was very angry and wrote her off completely. She also never came clean to anyone else in our friend group, so as promised, I typed out a message and sent it to a group chat that included her, as well as offered to provide screenshots and the voice memo. She is still trying to lie and manipulate the situation so that we look like the bad guys to people she thinks we haven't told yet. She still hasn't sent me my $50, but she has a shift at the restaurant coming up, and I'll be stopping by to ask for it in person. I've been sending her daily reminder texts and have received no response. Sorry for the long update. It has truly been a wild, wild week.